Father Simon, Brother Matt, Sister Holly, Susie, Katie. I'm going back to when I was a student in the 1980s. With collarless shirts, pixie boots, a cloak and an ozone-depleting hairstyle, I did my best to cultivate a bohemian image.
Oh, a cloak. I like that.
I don't think Matt would have been my friend. I don't think I've ever gone out with anyone.
With a cloak?
With a cloak.
No.
I thought of myself as a sensitive intellectual, though looking back I can see what a pillock I was.
Oh, no.
With my equally pretentious friends, I loved hanging out at a pub we'll call the Ingrate Arms. We'd stand at the bar complaining about how hard our life was, while spending our tax-funded grant supping real ale, many pints a night. The Ingrate Arms attracted a student clientele because of its jukebox. Now, for younger listeners, this was a time when music was a collective experience. The jukebox allowed you to choose from a range of tracks for only 10 pence. The pub's musical menu combined the usual top 40 commercial fare, well-crafted pop music in hindsight, with the sort of navel-gazing classics we undergraduates liked. Songs by Joy Division, The Fall, The Cure, and other cheerless ditties would accompany our philosophizing about the world. We were great company. One evening when it was my turn to feed the jukebox, a song caught my eye. The Day Trip to Bangor by Fiddler's Dram. If you've never heard it, you're not missing much. Fiddler's Dram was a pound shop steel-eyed band, and their only hit was about a bunch of rustics discarding their tractors for a booze-up in Bangor, of all places. Although apparently it was actually written about going to Rill, but Rill only had one syllable.
Oh, right, they did two.
So they went to a Bangor. Anyway, so this day trip song was just the thing my fellow students would hate, I thought, as I got out my 10p. Then I had another idea. If you paid 50p, you got an extra 2 plays. So that'd be 7. If I had 2 50p's, that's another 4 plays. If I put in £2, this song could go on forever.
Oh, no.
This is what I explained while ushering my friends out of the pub. I haven't finished my drink, said Bob, not his real name. 50p, it's almost the price of a pint, said Dave, again, not his real name. This was a long time ago.
It was, clearly.
And then the music started. Went all the way through, and then it played again.
Oh dear.
And then it played again.
Oh no.
So you get my drift.
Yeah, no, we get it now.
So I was saying to my friends, do you want to listen to the Day Trip to Bangor 114 times? It's the dulcet voice of Fiddler's Dram lead singer followed us out into the night. So this is basically it. It's straightforward and simple. Panel, I'd like to beg forgiveness for this immature student prank. Hearing Fiddler's Dram's finest hour once is an endurance test, but 100 times borders on mental cruelty. I don't seek forgiveness from the other students, as they were pretentious as I was. And anyone in a cape and pixie boots, frankly, has to take what life chooses to throw at him. Anyway, probably did us good in the end. I seek forgiveness from the bar staff, who had to listen to our self-important waffle and a terrible record to boot. I was later racked with guilt and didn't return to the Ingrate Arms for several months. To make sure I wasn't recognised, I wore my other shirt.
And no cape.
Oh, yes.
I also seek forgiveness from Bob, not his real name, who didn't get to finish his pint. Well, these are very important and serious matters, because you could have quite a lot of fun with a jukebox. And I don't mind Fiddler's Dram a couple of times, but
114 times?
114 times, I think,
No.
it would drive people slightly crazy. Anyway, Adam needs some forgiveness, and Sister Holly Susie Katie goes first.
She's not going to be giving the forgiveness today. I've heard only the first few bars and I wasn't sure about it, to be honest. So 114 times is a real no-no for me. It was weird because he asked for forgiveness.
Would you like it again?
No, I'd really rather not. And he asked for forgiveness, but then he said, oh, actually, no, they probably deserved it, the sensitive intellectuals. I don't think they did. Did they really deserve that? And think of the bar staff. What did they do to deserve it 114 114 times? Or did they have to unplug the jukebox or do all of that? That's more work for them and stress, which they didn't deserve. And that's why I don't forgive.
Brother from another gutter.
Well, I mean, if you can't be navel-gazing when you're a student, when can you be, frankly? And having to listen to that song over and over again sounds dreadful, but then you have to consider that you were working in a bar used by students. And frankly, that's even worse. I've worked in bars having to serve students, and they never tip. They are the worst customers. And so you'd have probably been used to it by then. And having to sit through, wasn't it a lovely time in Bangor, is frankly some relief. So yes, definitely forgive.